Hey everybody, Multi-Classic Gamer here on December 28th, 2020. And Wii U, we have a failed console today. Commercially unsuccessful console, unfortunately. So the Wii U did not do so well. It is actually one of Nintendo's biggest failures when it comes to hardware sales. In fact, it did a lot worse than the GameCube. The GameCube had like 23 million sales. I think it was 21 million. This had only 13 million. And right here, what I have is the deluxe set. Back when the console first launched in November 2012, there were two versions of the system. There was the basic set, which was the system was white and had 8 gigabytes of storage space. And then there was the deluxe set, which had 32 gigabytes of storage, and it was the black one, and it came packaged with Nintendo Land, which we'll be getting to. So that is probably the oldest game console box that I have. Actually, this is when I started to kind of take my gaming a little more seriously. I wasn't exactly a game collector quite yet, definitely not yet, but I was starting to. This was the first console that came out when by this time I was doing YouTube. I was junior in high school, actually. Yeah, junior in high school. So this is when I was starting to take gaming a little more seriously, and I was very excited for this console. I think we all were. I think we all thought this thing was going to be a lot more successful than it turned out to be. It's sold very poorly for many different reasons, but among which was the simple, like the first red flag, like the earliest red flag is the fact that when it was first announced, Nintendo announced it as like the Wii HD. So right from the get-go, it seemed like this was just going to be a revision of the original Wii, basically. So, yeah, that happened. And this thing did poorly. But one of my fondest memories of the early on, even before the release of this console, was 2 months before it came out, we actually got to play it. Me and my We Play member friends, we actually went to a Wii U experience event on what actually happened to be my birthday. But we can actually thank Yoshi Fan 2012 for that, because it was like a Club Nintendo offer or something. There's footage of it on the We Play channel if you want to know more. Like, there's footage of us actually at the event, and there's one of my old vlogs on Multi-Classic Vlogs still out there when we were at the event. But yeah, there's a gameplay footage of us at the event 2 months before the console came out. So enough about that. Let's get to the game, shall we? No, I guess, okay, one more thing I should say is that I am planning on getting another Wii U at some point, because my Wii U gamepad screen finally cracked, unfortunately. And it was actually not too long ago, and I'll tell you what game I was playing at the time it happened, but we're going to get started on the games. So, first off, we have not one of the best games, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. I'm not much of an Animal Crossing player. I only just started playing New Horizons, and I'll get to that in a video real soon, because I kind of have to, because it's actually, yeah, I haven't even got my Switch collection yet, never mind. But, yeah, I never really was an Animal Crossing player, so I picked this up just for the purpose of, because at this point I was collecting Wii U games, so I figured I had to pick up the game, because it's one of the first party titles, so why not? But, yeah, this is definitely... I may not be that experienced with the whole Animal Crossing franchise, but I don't think I'm wrong when I say that this is one of the lowest points of the franchise, this game right here. I mean, like, there's not a lot of games in general in the franchise. It's not, it's like one game per console since the GameCube, basically, but still, this is definitely one of the low points of the franchise. I never actually played it myself. I don't think so. It came with I guess I should show this. It came with it actually came in this box right here, and it came packaged with 2 Amiibo figures, because they're required in order to play this game. You actually have to have Amiibo figures in order to play it, and it came with wait, where did I put them? Oh, right down here. It came packaged with Digby. Wait, is it? Yeah, it's Digby, right? Yeah, Digby and Isabelle. So yeah, as you can probably guess, I'm going to be sharing my Amiibo collection as well in this video, since it's kind of relevant to the Wii U. But yeah, Animal Crossing came later on the Wii U's lifespan, which eventually came to include the Amiibo after Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Or, seriously, Ultimate? No. But yeah, that's the first game in the collection, alphabetically. And yeah, I never played it, but my friends actually did when they came to visit my apartment a few years ago. They played it. I remember, I think they played it like while I was sleeping or something like that. Because I was going through this weird phase where I had to change my sleep schedule because I was changing shifts at work. Anyways, yeah, they played it and they said it was actually, maybe it's not as bad as people are making it out to be, but it's definitely hard to argue that it's one of the better games that Nintendo has put out. All right. Next up we have Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. This is one of the games that has since been ported to the Switch, so as you can imagine, I have no reason to play this version now that the Switch version is out, but I don't have the Switch version yet, so if I want to play it before then, I have the original copy at least. So there's that. Next up we have another game that's now on the Switch, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. This is pretty fun from what I played so far, but I don't plan on fully completing it until I finish the original Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii, so... But from what I played of it a little bit, it's definitely a lot of fun. It's a good follow-up to Donkey Kong Country Returns. Next up, we have one of the launch titles for the Wii U. This is Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two. And the most exciting thing about this game is that it is a co-op adventure, unlike the original Epic Mickey. So, yeah, you can call upon a friend to play this game with you. That's pretty cool. Next up, we have another launch title. This one is Game Party Champions, and this game is crap. This is probably the worst of the launch titles of the Wii U, but I haven't played all of them, so I can't really tell for myself, but yeah, this game sucks. It's not fun. It's a broken mess. I would not recommend it at all. Next up, we have a game that is not a broken mess, but one I still haven't quite got around to yet. This is Hyrule Warriors. And I honestly, once again, there is a definitive edition of this now out on Switch. You're gonna see that as a running theme in the Wii U libraries, that there's most of these games that have been have been since ported to the Switch or are planning to be ported to the Switch very soon. So they, for the most part, the rest of these games, a lot of these games that I share in this collection, I'm never going to play on the Wii U because they're out on the Switch, and there's a better version of them on the Switch, typically the definitive edition. But yeah, Hyrule Warriors is one of them. This game, however, will probably never make it to the Switch, but this is Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. So this is one game that you're going to have to go back to the Wii U for. And it's, from what I played, it's pretty fun, but it's actually pretty difficult. I actually had a pretty hard time with this. Oh, I didn't know about the Amiibo part. Apparently it supports Amiibos, but I guess I haven't looked at this. I haven't looked at the box arts in quite a while. And one thing I will say I love about the Wii U is the box art and the boxes in general, because the blue thing it's just very, it's very attractive, I guess, in a collection, I guess. I don't know, because the cases look basically like Wii cases, but they're like more cleaner, kind of. There's just something about the Wii U game boxes that are there's like a cleaner look to them than the Wii cases. I can't really explain it, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Okay, next up we have the first Zelda game I ever completed, The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD. I played the HD version basically alongside the original GameCube version because I wanted to see the differences like right there. And yeah, this is pretty fantastic. And this is once again, unless you want to go back to the GameCube version, which I honestly don't see why because of how much this improves upon it. This is another game that you're going to have to go back to the Wii U for, because I don't know if the Switch will ever get these unless they end up doing it next year for the 25th or 35th anniversary of Zelda. Who knows? Maybe they'll release these games. They'll use that as an excuse to release these games, because we also have Zelda Twilight Princess HD, which I played about 3 or 4 hours of, and it's pretty fun. I got through the first dungeon, in case you're wondering, so that's how far I am. Go back to that for reals eventually for a Let's Play. Okay, now here's a game that took up basically several months of the year for me, this year in particular, and it was actually this version too. This is Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Wii U. This was the last first-party game that Nintendo released on the system, and it was simultaneously the big launch title on the Switch. And I would personally recommend the Switch version over this one, especially because of how useless the gamepad is made on the Wii U version. Like if they made the gamepad, like if they actually kept the gamepad's usage, then I would actually recommend this just as highly as the Switch version. But the thing is, the gamepad is completely useless except for when you're playing off TV mode, which you can only go like about, I don't know, like 12 feet or so away from your system. I can go to the bathroom and play on my Wii U gamepad that way. But yeah, this is the game that I played for 5 months out of this whole year basically. I started playing the Switch version again because I originally played the game back when it first came out a couple times in 2017, and then I put the game down after I got pretty far. I got like 3 of the Divine Beasts done, so I had already gone much further into this game than I had any other Zelda game at that point. But I put it down for a few years, and finally this year I came back to it. It was like in I want to say July or August. It was either July or August that I came back to this game for the first time in 3 years. And I first started on the Switch version, and then I got pretty far on the Switch version, and I started over again on the Wii U version because I just want to play through that, see how it compares to the Switch version. And yeah, I played it all the way through August, September, October, and November. Basically, the timeline of me playing this game almost lines up exactly with playing Xenoblade Chronicles X in 2017, which I will also get to eventually in this collection, obviously, because of course I'm going to have it. But yeah, fantastic game. One of the best games on the Wii U. But the biggest reason that I recommend the Switch version, other than the fact that Switch is a better console overall, is the fact that on the Wii U version, you're going to run into like some slowdowns whenever you go to visit villages, basically. So that's a minor inconvenience about the Wii U version. Next up, we have the Lego Movie video game on the Wii U. Haven't played it yet, but it's a licensed game, so we'll see how good it is. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I'm sure it'll probably be better than the Wii than it would have been on the Wii. I mean, next up we have a game that you should not get on the Wii U because now it's out on the Switch, Mario Kart 8. But to its credit, this was the best-selling game on the system at 8 million copies. And Mario Kart 8 was probably the game I put the most time in. Well, at least multiplayer-wise. Well, I don't know. I probably played Smash Bros. More. I don't know. It was either Smash Bros. Or Mario Kart 8, honestly, that I played more on the system. But either way, it's one of the best games on the system. But this is the base game, I might add. I never got any DLC whatsoever, and I'm kind of glad I did because I saved myself money by waiting on the DLC just for the Switch, the deluxe version on the Switch, which just has everything in it. So, but either way, it's a very notable game on the Wii U, just because of how successful it was compared to the console itself. Next up, we have Mario Party 10. A lot of people don't like this. I'm kind of mixed on it, honestly, but I will say that it is a lot of fun with friends, particularly the Bowser Party mode. And you can see that like in one of our more recent multiplayer madnesses that we did back in 2017, when they visited my apartment in Cheney, Washington. And this is one of the games that we did. We did Bowser Party. I played as Bowser. And I will say Bowser Party is definitely the highlight of Mario Party 10. But I will say I'm kind of disappointed over the lack of boards. There's literally only 3 boards in this entire game, at least from what I remember. I could be wrong. It might have been 4 or something like that. But either way, it was kind of underwhelming. But otherwise, it's okay. Definitely recommend playing with friends, though. And once again, it's not out on the Switch, so if you really want to play Mario Party 10, you're going to have to get the Wii U for that. As well as this, NES Remix Pack. So back in 2013 or 2014, it was early on in the Wii U's life, they released NES Remix and NES Remix 2. They were strictly digital games, and NES Remix Pack is basically just a retail package of both games, essentially. So it was very popular. I remember Yoshi Fan 2012 having a really fun time with that when it came out. The DLC, or the eShop versions, that is. Okay, next up we have another launch title for the Wii U. This is New Super Mario Bros. U. And this game is fantastic. In my personal opinion, and that's mainly purely out of nostalgia. Okay, I'm actually kind of confused because I can't remember if my mom got me my Wii U or my dad did. I'm pretty sure my mom did, but my dad was the one who got me New Super Mario Bros. U. Yeah, I know that because I remember opening this game on Christmas at his house, and we immediately started playing this together because the fact that we had played New Super Mario Bros. Wii a couple years prior, and I think again in 2011. So both he and I were actually really excited to play this game together again. And this leads me to the next thing I wanted to say. I'm probably going to mention this again in the Switch collection video, but I actually talked to my dad about the possibility of doing a co-op Let's Play between the two of us of this game, as well as New Super Mario Bros. Wii as well. It's more likely that we'll do New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, I think it's called, on the Switch. So yeah, again, this obviously the deluxe version on the Switch obviously makes this kind of pointless, but still, nevertheless, I will never forget the fantastic memories I had of this game with my dad. So, very awesome game. I completed it right before actually 2013 started too. So, yeah, just overall fantastic game. Nintendo Land. This was the launch title that my Wii U came packaged with, and therefore it's the first Wii U game that I ever played. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I don't know if I like it more than Wii Sports, but I definitely had a lot of fun with it, and we especially had fun with it, doing the multiplayer madnesses. So I think overall it's a great game. It's a nice tech demo for the Wii U per se. Okay, here's another game that you have to go back to Wii U for: Paper Mario Color Splash. But to be fair, this is considered one of the two bad games in Paper Mario series. I'm kind of doing like half air quotes if that even exists, because Paper Mario Sticker Star, yeah, it's hard to argue in favor of that game, but this one, this one's kind of divisive, basically. Some people have spoken highly of it because of I guess there's a lot more, this one has a lot more humor to it. It's got a lot more character, I guess, to it than Paper Mario Sticker Star did. But in all honesty, I didn't get that far into it. I definitely wasn't a big fan of the whole you battle enemies and solve puzzles with in-game cards, basically, like just like kind of like the stickers in Sticker Star. So it's basically a sequel to Sticker Star, and it's somewhat better. It's at least, I definitely call it better than Paper Mario Sticker Star for sure, but I don't know if I call it a great game myself. I started playing it when it first came out, and I played for a few hours probably. I just remember the night that game came out. I was working third shift at the time. I remember playing it in the middle of the night for the first time, and yeah, I got a few hours into it. And I could definitely see the appeal of it, basically. But yeah, otherwise I haven't done much with it since then. So who knows? Oh boy, this one. Yeah, this was a very special title for me on the Wii U. Pikmin III. I don't know if I consider this the best game in this franchise to this very day, but it's definitely a fantastic game. It's definitely stands on its own right, and it's a fun addition to the Pikmin franchise, basically. But again, there's now a deluxe version recently, so no more Wii U. Okay, this is another example of that. We have Pokken Tournament. Now, I will say, I have not gone into the Pokemon franchise yet. Not at all. I'm actually considering doing a blind Let's Play of a Pokemon game to start with, to jump into the Pokemon franchise. So, if there is a generation Pokemon you recommend starting with, definitely let me know, and I will consider doing a blind Let's Play of it into the near future, because I'd really like to jump into the franchise and see if it suits me, because I've heard great things about this franchise. I know Pokken Tournament is more like a not a spin-off, basically. It's not traditional Pokemon game, obviously, but still, I just wanted to mention that since I brought that up. Pokken Tournament is also on the Switch now, deluxe version, or definitive edition, whatever you call it. Rayman Legends. This is not a Wii U exclusive, so for that reason alone, it's not recommended to get the Wii U version. Just get one of the either, I don't know, the PS3 or Xbox 360 version or whatever. Wii U version is not really not necessary unless you happen to have a Wii U and none of those other consoles. And it's an Ubisoft game, and it's kind of important because Ubisoft actually kind of almost completely dropped support of the Wii U early on because of its poor success, or lack thereof, basically. And funny thing is, this is actually a GameStop exclusive package, as you can see right here. So, you can tell I got it at GameStop, obviously. Okay. Alright, next up we have the original Splatoon. Also unnecessary because now there's Splatoon 2 on the Switch, so... I mean, you could, if you happen to own this, you could still play it online, I do believe. I don't think Nintendo has cut off the Wii U's online service quite yet. We're pretty much expecting them to, like, any year now at this point, but I really hope they don't. I hope they replace at least all of the major first-party games, or major first and second-party games before they do that on the Switch, at least. But, and there's other reasons, too, why I still have the Wii U on its own right, but, yeah, Splatoon, the original. We played this a little bit. I think I remember playing it a few times with, we play online back in the day. We haven't played Splatoon 2 together quite yet. At least I haven't played with them yet. I'd like to at some point in the near future. But we had some fun times playing the original Splatoon on the Wii U, though. So pretty good game either way. It does have It does have a story mode. So I guess you could get the Wii U version of Splatoon, or the original Splatoon, for that. So there's that at least. Oh boy, we have the only SpongeBob game on the Wii U, and it's one of the worst SpongeBob games ever. Planktons Robotic Revenge. Yeah, this is the only SpongeBob game on the Wii U, so when we get to that in the marathon, maybe I will play the Wii U version, who knows? I mean, like, they all suck equally, and I've already played this game, so I don't know if I'd be willing to do a revisit of this game for the SpongeBob marathon. I might have to, but yeah, I don't know. It's one of these Activision SpongeBob games, so either way, it sucks. I can vouch for that after doing a Let's Play and trying to stay awake during that thing. Okay, next up we have... do I have the box here? Okay. Next up we have Star Fox Zero. This is the boxed retail version, which included the original Star Fox Zero and also Star Fox Guard. Star Fox Zero is basically kind of divisive. A lot of people hate it, a lot of people love it. So, but the biggest complaints lodged at it are I guess the gamepad itself, basically, like how the gamepad's implemented, because it's kind of like a gimmicky, basically. A very gimmicky Star Fox game is the best way to put it. So, yeah, that's from what I've seen in reviews of the game, basically, because I haven't played it myself, but that's the general consensus I get from the reviews I've seen of the game. And part of my and I will point out that part of my big motivation to get this game was the fact that it was on clearance for months. Like, this game was literally sitting in the clearance section of Walmart, the Walmart that I worked at for months. So finally I picked it up. So it's 2 games, and I think it was like on clearance for like 20 to 15 bucks or so. Like, they were really trying to get rid of it, and that's really sad for a Nintendo game, seriously. Okay, now we have an upcoming replaced game on the Switch, Super Mario 3D World. I mean, I remember all the hype surrounding this game when it came out. Like, I remember thinking that this game was going to save the Wii U, and it never was. No game was ever going to save the Wii U, honestly. But nevertheless, this is a fantastic game. I look forward to whatever... Because, at some point, we like to do co-op games co-op LPs of all these games. So, and hopefully Super Mario Maker is going to be one of them. But, yeah, Super Mario Maker is coming to Switch this coming year. So, yeah, the Wii U version is going to be obsolete at that point. What's also obsolete is the original Super Mario Maker. I mean, I think they're still doing the online thing, but I don't see anyone honestly going back to this now with Super Mario Maker 2 out with all of its improvements. And, again, it's basically the same game, just with the massive improvements. So, yeah, I don't see a lot of people going back to this game like ever again. I'm sure some people do still play it, but still, like, I'm just saying that there's really not much reason to with Super Mario Maker 2 out. I also got a box version too, which came with an idea book. Basically, it gives you ideas for crafting levels, essentially. So that's pretty cool. All right, we're almost done here. We got Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. Remember thinking this game was also going to save the Wii U too. And to be fair, it did generate a lot of buzz when it came out, so there's that at least. But I'm pretty sure I'm willing to bet the 3DS version probably did slightly better. Who knows? I'm honestly not sure. But I remember. But the thing is, this Smash Bros. In particular came at the perfect time for me because I happened to be in college. And I had a group of friends in college that I would play Smash Bros. With all the freaking time. Like, we played Brawl like almost at least once or twice a week every night. Once or twice, nights per week, basically. 1 or 2 nights per week, I'm trying to say. And we were very excited for the release of this game. We were looking forward to it the entire time, and it did not disappoint. We had a fantastic time playing this in college, and I would be able to prove it if I still had the vlogs from that time. Unfortunately, they are gone forever, so that's sad. Either way, Smash Bros. For Wii U, a lot of fun. Next up, we have a very special game to me, one that I sincerely hope, I'm really, really hoping will get ported to Switch. Xenoblade Chronicles X. This game took over almost the entire last third of 2017 for me. From the time, I remember the very first time I played this game, I finally put it into my Wii U and started playing it when, We Play Game came to visit me in August of 2017. I was also playing Super Paper Mario at the same time as this game, actually. And I came to fall in love with the world of this game, honestly. And the combat and everything, like just exploring and stuff like that. I just got fully immersed in this game basically for 4 months straight, basically, and I could not stop playing once I started. Well, actually, that's not true. It took me some time to warm up to the game. I'm kind of going through something similar with Monster Hunter World on the PS4, but either way, this is a very fantastic game, and I really hope it gets ported to Switch. I'm very, very hopeful for that. Because it is a fantastic game. Maybe it's not as good as the first Xenoblade Chronicles, but I don't know because I haven't played through the first Xenoblade Chronicles yet. So who knows? Okay, next up we have Yoshi's Woolly World, which is actually a lot better than the Switch Yoshi game, which is Yoshi's Crafted World. It's, from what I've heard though, so, because I haven't played the Switch version yet, I haven't played Crafted World quite yet, but from what I've heard from friends at least, this game's definitely better, so. Along with that, I do have to share my cool things I have here. I have all 4 of the Yarn Yoshi Amiibos, actually. I have the Mega Yarn Yoshi here, and also the green, pink, and blue ones right here, too. So, that's pretty cool. This is basically the earliest instance of me actually collecting hardcore, basically. I wanted just to go by one game at a time, basically. So I started collecting all the Amiibos for Yoshi's Woolly World, and that's how it started. So around the time of that game's release. And finally, one last launch title for the Wii U, we have Zombie U. This was an exclusive at the time, I think, but eventually got released to ported to other consoles. But yeah, it's it's another Ubisoft title. But this one I did not play. In fact, this is probably the last Wii U game I collected, the most recent one, actually. And that rounds out my entire collection to 30 Wii U games, which is not a lot, but, and yeah, it's less than half my Wii U collection, but still, taking that into consideration, the Wii U's library itself is much smaller than the Wii's. It's actually, when you're taking into account physical games, which is what I take into account only, there's only like 160, 180 or so Wii U games, like physical releases, that is. I'm sure digital-wise there's like probably about 500 or so, but for physical releases there's only about 100 or about 160, 180 something. So I still already with 30 games, I still have a big portion of the Wii U's library, basically. So but that's basically all I had to say. I guess okay, so the reason why I can't play, well, not necessarily can't, but and the reason why I'm considering getting another Wii U at some point is because my gamepad screen is cracked. So, because of that, I will eventually probably get another system. I mean, like, it's still playable. I can still play the games, but it just looks bad, basically, when I'm trying to play them on the gamepad. But I think the gamepad's touchscreen still works, but yeah, since I have the box, I don't have to worry about, like, trying to pick up a used Wii U, or a new Wii U that has the box, basically, because I already have the box, so I'm content with just getting a used Wii U, which will save me a little bit of money, basically. Like, I don't even need one that comes with the game or anything. I just have, because I already have all these games that come with mine, but yeah, the other reason why I still think the Wii U has a lot of merit to it is its virtual console. I think it's still miles ahead of the Switch's eShop thing, where well, it's not really eShop thing, but basically the Switch's replacement for the virtual console, which is basically this library of NES and SNES games that you can have for $20 a year. For $20 a year, you have access to these games. And honestly, I still like the Wii U's thing a lot better, because first of all, it's got N64, DS, and Game Boy Advance games on top of the NES and SNES games. And not only that, but it also has more NES and SNES games. And plus, you can buy them individually. You don't have to spend like a certain amount per year to have access to them. You can just buy them, and that's that. You can just buy the games that you want. So that, to me alone, is what makes the Wii U... I mean, that's one aspect of the Wii U that I think is a lot better than the Switch, basically. So because of that, that's why I've still continued to keep my Wii U by my side all this time, and I still look to it whenever I want to play like virtual console games, basically. So that is that. That's all I have to say about the Wii U. It is actually about 20 degrees outside. We had a lot of snow yesterday. And I'll probably be showing you some of the snow like in the near future, because we're supposed to get a lot more snowfall coming up. So yeah, looking forward to sharing that with you guys, and as well as my next video game collection, which will be in the next video. So I will see you guys later. Bye.